we have a relationship where we come together on, it was Mondays. And for that time, we agree that I will coach and he will, be client. Um, Marcia Reynolds, who's a international coach, a very well-known one, she says that coaching is akin to being, it's akin to like being tickled, where physiologically we can't really tickle ourselves because we put up so many resistances. But if someone else comes for, if someone else comes, they don't have those same resistances. So similarly with coaching, we can't always coach ourselves because we don't see our resistances as someone from the outside does. So that's our agreement for this time today, and our relationship, when it takes this form. But yeah, so I think I'll hand it back to you, Niiamah, to give a little context as to where our work has been. But that's who I am, and that's the work I do in the world.
Well, I'm appreciative of it. Yeah, it's really, really special to me. And I think one of the things that's really lovely here, Laura, is like, yeah, we are peers. Like we come here, we work with each other. But I literally found I came out one time and I was like, hey, we're going back and forth. And I'm like, I actually just think that I just want to get support. I want to be able to just show up in a way where I can get support. I think that like that there outliers just like there's something to this. I think a lot of us have ways that we exchange. We find different ways to go through it. And I think that sometimes, like, if you know that something's working for you, go for it. All right, go for it. Like, create the space for it. And so in this conversation, like, I'm showing up to be served, and I think even like in this space here, like, I've been really, I'm not hiding it. I'm like, I'm gonna get coached. Like, I'm here for this. This is not me putting on a show. I do not have like there may be 1,000 people who watch this, maybe zero, but either way, like, I'm like, the progress, the journey that we're on is going to continue. So let me let you know a little bit about like something to give you a little bit of context, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the time with Sase just like leading me through it. So one of the things that has come up over our coaching experiences is that, and Sase, you're more of an expert on this. So I'll let you talk more about this here. But we talk about like the adult presence in our younger self a lot. So that's a big part of the context of our ongoing conversations. And I have established a group of um, two parts. One, there's my younger self, and then there's another side of me that has what I call the council. And the council is like my different parts of me, different variations of me, who are all integrated in some sorts of way, but they have different desires. They stand for different things, and there are different parts of me that that wrestle with me and for me and against all at the same time, right? So you're going to hear it. I'll let you know a couple of the different characters that are at play. We have Papa Niiamah. This is the one that's like interested in my security and like making sure that my family's good. Not like that kind of thing. Like that's the Papa shows up. We have Watson. You might also hear me call him Heyman. But he's the logical one. He's like and it's just almost like all logic take place there. We have Nemo. Right. If y'all know me for a while, Nemo has been a big part of who I was and who I am still. And Nemo loves to see me push, like he loves to see me have fun. He loves to see me like push the envelopes of what most people would think would. He's good at finding things that are ridiculous. And like typically these three are at play, and then there's also my younger self, and then there's also my soul. And you'll get like the soul right now, like we just call it like my soul. It doesn't have like another name that's in it, right? But together, these people are the current members of the council that play along with me. We may or may they may or may not show up in the conversation, but I just want to make sure that like that we have the space to define this on similar terms, so that we're good. And I'm going to say this here, and Sauce, this is also for you. There are going to be things that happen in this conversation that people don't understand because they don't have the background context. I'm not worried about that, right? And I think the reason for that here is that like I can always provide the context later on. All right. The key here is, to me, I'm giving Outliers an opportunity to be a fly on the wall for this portion of the conversation, and then when it's time for us to wrap this part up, then we will move into something else. And we have about like 25 minutes of doing this part of this part of the game, and then hopefully we can take like the last 5 minutes from like this can be 11:10 on my end, but like the last 5 minutes to go and kind of debrief together, and I'll wrap up with outliers, right? So that I think is
Okay.
going to be the game plan. We'll probably spend the next half hour here together, and yeah, outliers, like welcome to the game. I think there's something here. I guess the last thing I'm going to say is that like Sauce is one of my coaches, and like I have a number of people who support me, and I think that this is something that like is like a bit funny to me in like the coaching industry, where they're like, "Well, I already have a coach." I'm like, okay, like are they doing what I'm doing? Like, are they like? Do you have only one need? Like, there's just so many different ways to get support from like, and I found that like it's been helpful to have people to be able to call in people who can do. Sauce does something that no one else that I know does, and we work together, and the things that happen after we talk like ends up being incredibly useful. And there's other people I go to for other things. I just think that it's really fun to like put that into the space here of like, what if you could have a team of people supporting you? The same way you can imagine a boss or your company having different employees or different people working with you to help you go toward a goal. Like that's the same way I look at it when it comes to our growth and who we are being as leaders, and the impact that we're making out in the world. So like you might come out of this and be like, Niiamah, I love what you do. I love being a part of the movement. I love working with you. And also the thing that happened with Sauce, like I want more of that. Like reach out to her, like make that connection. Like just know that I come from in a place of abundance, which is like more is just more, all right? And for the things that we're trying to do, it just takes a lot of support. And so, with that being said, you can feel free to leave any comments you want. Like go in here. Sauce and I have an agreement that we're going to come back to all comments at the end of this year. And now I'm going to go into my coaching session with you all being here. All right. Sauce, that work for you? You get to play that way? All right,
Perfect.
cool.
Hmm.
All right, cool. Let's go. Game on. I'm just now it's just us in the regular game.
Okay. So since our time is just a little bit shorter than we normally would, Niiamah, what would you say is a good place for us to focus in on um, in your current life?
Yeah.
And with that, we'll then sort of dig a little bit deeper to work with younger selves and your counsel.
Yeah. So I think that the one of the big things for me right now is um, I'm enjoying playing the 10K live game. It's really helping me see a lot of different things. There's something that always goes on in the back of my mind, which is okay. You know that you can create content. You know you can do something ridiculous, and like that stuff works for you. But will you actually like have you finished like connecting your engine and your business systems together? And in particular, the biggest thing right now is around invitations. I don't feel like I have an invitation engine going on, which is to invite people to come be a part of the movement. Like I even recognized right before we got here, I was like, oh, this has been a wonderful time for me to say like, hey, by the way, like we do this like live. If you want to be coach or anything like I'll do like you can come on, go use a QR code and do that. Like that was going on through the back of my mind here, where it's like, oh, what am I actually doing to invite people in? Because I think there's things I'll figure out with the live stream and stuff, but I think I have crossover, like whatever I need to cross over to get like the first parts of this year. And now it's like, yeah, I think I'm really searching for a genuine way to invite people to come be a part of the movement that exists both on school and through these live conversations. Um, and I just haven't invited in a very long time. And I I find myself being so willing to go and do almost everything other than this, Um, and my mind just went down to when I said everything other than this, it went back to like the Magic the Gathering. I'm like still finding myself like, playing against myself, not even with real people in that space. And I think that there's a component of we were able to create a game like accidentally and very organically that led to the live streams. Like I mean, it was with you a week
Hmm.
ago where like the idea of playing more came in. Uh, I haven't found the game. I think is really what's happened. I haven't found the invitation game that feels real for me. And with it, I haven't found like I think I need to like I haven't woken up my soul recently to actually like lead us to purpose or through purpose. I think I'm still kind of showing up as like an individual with a thing, like with a brand and with an idea to get out in the world. And I haven't really grounded and rooted
Mm-hmm.
into coming from coming at this with come at the invitations more fully. I also found myself in this breath right here, feeling another sense of like I'm playing this game too almost like reactionary, I want to say, or in response, like responsonary. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I
uh,
love that word.
yeah, there's a component of this that looks at this and says, like what systems could be built like it doesn't feel as it feels like I'm being very present and then having to respond to what's there and kind of if I'm more scrappy right now than I need to be.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I could go and clean up things and have like have my introduction set and this is what I say every time and so on and so forth and I'm feeling that, but underneath that is probably just like another opportunity to not invite people right away. So that's the biggest thing for me. Like if I can play in that space,
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal that I have. And yeah, part of me doesn't feel it feels silly at some in some parts where it's just like, well, then just go invite people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to do this in a way where I have an ongoing. I know I have a lot of people in my world. I can go reach back out to them. I think one of my projects right now is to take my existing like school community and like warm it back up, like get people back in there and engage in, so the movement isn't just like I have a space for it. It's like this is where we're actually like I can come and talk about it. I'm like, oh my goodness, yo, yesterday like X, Y, and Z happened inside the space, and if you're not there, what are you doing? Come on, like like or like there's just like I can feel my energy shifting here, but like I like that. I think that's how I would like to um market, to create, to let people know what's going on. So it's less about me talking about the power of coaching and how much powerful you are as an outlier. And it's just me showcasing and celebrating and valuing and seeing all the people who like are in the space and the wonderful things that they're doing and we're building together. And I think that feels really real. Like there's a space in me that's like I need to get on the other side of leading. Like right now, I'm not leading the movement. Right now, I'm telling people about a movement. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing that I'm leading yet, and it's that feels real for me. So that's I'd love to be able to play somewhere in that space. I don't know where to go from there, but that's what's real for me right now.
No, thank you. Okay. Since we have a limited time, what I'm going to do is bring in a few things. If you saw, I took a little couple of notes. If you saw me look aside, I think you started to coach yourself actually.
Mm,
So what I want to do is let me bring a few points in and see if we're on the same page with that. There's a lot of solidity to your ideas about bringing people in. So that's the main thing is bringing people in for this conversation. One thing you wanted was to have a genuine invitation. Another was the excitement of like, yo, like if you're not here, what are you doing? That's the belief in what this space is, what it genuinely is, and actually what people have already experienced with you. And and then you also said, I think I can figure out ways to do the intros. That was actually in the back of my head while we were talking. To me, that's adult presence. All of those really grounded. So I'm going to turn it back to you in just a second. But I think you have you need to create those systems of invitations, and you also have the belief in what you're creating, and so do others. Okay. Um, and then you said my soul is not quite online in this. I thought that was so weird. That happened right
yeah,
when I said my soul's not quite online. Okay, so
yeah,
but from our work together, I believe that it's not hard for you to access your soul. And so I think with a limited amount of time, I'm going to leave you to that if that's okay. I think the bit that we might want to play with is when you said, I think it's underneath that. And that's also what I have a hunch about. And when you said it feels silly, that's an indication to me that that could be a younger part, because that might touch the parts that don't feel quite as solid and grounded. It's not silly, as we know, as both of us who have remembrances of our childhood or beliefs that we ascertained along the way. It's not silly. But whenever we have two voices of like, I really know this is worth inviting people to, but for some reason underneath it all, I'm just not doing it. To me, that means adult presence is here, but there's a younger resistance possibly. So if it's okay with you, I would love to check in with the younger point of view. Does that sound
Yeah,
okay if I ask
that'd be
questions
good.
around that?
Yeah, that'd
Okay.
be really good. I do want to let you know something that came in like that I hadn't actually considered, which was when you brought in you basically said something along the lines of I trust you to be able to like bring your soul online, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a novel thought to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
The idea that like because I what I interpreted that as I can just bring the soul on, and like I've brought to you like oh, my soul comes online after I do my priming exercise, after I do the chi meditation. I have to take the 15 minutes to go do it. And it had never occurred to me, like honestly, it never occurred to me that like I could just turn like invite the soul in. Like so instead of like my soul being offline or online as
Yeah.
I've been looking at it, it's almost like it almost feels like my soul was like invisible and not then like it's like always present, but like I just wasn't turning to it. I wasn't listening to it. I had it on mute, whatever it was. And so I'll be playing in this conversation as like what if I didn't? What if I could just bring my soul back in? What if I can bring myself back into purpose? So hopefully it's not too loud in terms of the snaps there. But in here to be feel like it. One of those things to just awaken it just because I feel like it. All right. So with that being said, yes, I'm happy to. I wanted to make sure I presence that. I don't want to forget that. Um, and yeah, I'm happy to go
Hmm.
with whatever you're seeing.
Okay, and we can always circle back to that soul too, and just to note that that soul is slightly, that's your purpose, that's your deep soul, slightly different than the way I was talking about soul. There's lots of different languaging for soul, but okay, so yeah, you and I, we can circle back to that too. But thank you, that's a great distinction, and that's an interesting bit that you just brought in. So I think we hold that, we don't let that go. Okay. Um, I would love, Niiamah, for you see if there's anything around play or games when you were younger, and, and was what it for middle school or your teen self, what your experience as a younger person was around inviting people.